I was a meth addict for about 20 years.
An electrical company.
I'd probably be in a prison cell, honestly, somewhere.
That's rewiring lives.
They took a chance on me and let me into their program and pretty much reprogrammed me to be functional in society.
See how their program is helping ex-cons.
None of us are perfect. All of us have made choices in the past that we'd look back and say, I would do that differently.
On today's 700 Club Interactive. Well, good morning and welcome to the show. Today we've got a look at this week's top 5 trending stories from Studio 5.
At number 5, Hillsong United wrapped its U.S. tour and is on to Israel. In between, this long-awaited award-winning snapshot. The Australian band was honored with its first American Music Award in the Contemporary Inspirational category.
My heart beating, my soul breathing.
The band has been nominated 3 years in a row. By the way, this video is the band's visual album, filmed across Israel earlier in the year, titled Of Dirt and Grace, Live from the Land.
My heart beating, my soul breathing. I found my life when I laid it down.
At number 4,
Mary, did you know?
actor Joaquin Phoenix is playing the role of Jesus in the upcoming biopic Mary Magdalene. And the UK's Daily Mail has released these images from the set. Phoenix stars opposite Rooney Mara, who plays the title role. The movie is due out sometime in 2017. A sneak peek at the resurrection of Gavin Stone is this week's number 3.
You kill the lights, okay? You drop a single spot on me.
I am the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end of all things.
Gavin Stone is a washed-up actor who pretends to be a Christian to play the role of Jesus in a church production.
That is actually the exact opposite of what Jesus was about. He wasn't an attention seeker.
Really? I mean, why not?
This clean comedy hits theaters January 20th. And now to number 2.
And I will name you Kizzy.
The remake of the Emmy-nominated 1977 landmark miniseries Roots is now available to binge watch on Hulu. The powerful slave story is based on the Alex Haley novel and starred LeVar Burton in the original series.
Many people would wonder, why do Roots again in light of how well it was received and how well you did?
If we were going to make this very important American story, have resonance for this new generation of Americans, then we needed to retell it.
And at number 1,
Our Lord said to them, Go ye into the whole world and preach the gospel to every living creature.
a look at Martin Scorsese's film Silence.
Ferreira is lost to us. He denounced God in public and surrendered the faith.
That's not possible. Father Ferreira risked his life to spread our faith all over Japan.
It seems to me that our mission here is more urgent than ever. We must go find Father Ferreira.
Andrew Garfield and Adam Driver play two 17th century Jesuit priests who face violence and persecution when they travel to Japan to locate their mentor.
The price for your glory is their suffering.
This film is an epic adaptation of the 1966 novel.
Well, for more on this, we've got Ephraim joining us, and it's great to have you back.
Good to be here.
Hillsong again. First they say they're not going to sing any of their old songs, and now they're winning awards, and now they're going to Israel. What's up?
They've had a really great year. From the film on the ministry Hillsong and their rise to popularity, to the American tour that did well. You get your first award. They will be touring with their pastor in April in Israel.
And also the Hillsong channel. I mean,
that's right. I forgot all about that too. It's been a really big year for Hillsong. And it's funny because I remember talking to the pastor, Pastor Houston, and he said, people have said to him, you know, this can only last so long. And he said, yeah, I agree. Yeah, sure, it can only last so long. But it has been now more than 20 years. So.
I would disagree with folks who say, yeah, they're going strong.
Strong.
I would say they're just hitting their stride.
Absolutely. And if you see this, this musical album that they did, there's a story behind every single one of them. For example, this here, all of it shot in Israel. They literally said they climbed up this mountain with the band, and they had probably about an hour before the sun was going to set, and they lose light, and they got it in, and they, all over. And their music, the whole thing, simply beautiful. I enjoy just watching and then looking up and finding the story behind every single shoot. It was beautiful.
I'm surprised they did it on top of a mountain.
I know.
It can get a little windy and interfere with your audio.
As you saw.
I've done some location shoots there. It's tough.
Indeed.
It's tough to do.
Not easy.
All right, let's go back to roots. My first question, I think, was your first question.
Absolutely.
Why a remake? What's wrong with the original?
Why do this? LeVar Burton starred as Kunta Kinte in the film. That was my introduction to him. I remember being a kid and being made to watch this when it first premiered.
You were made
to watch it because I didn't even know it was on. My mom said, you got to watch this. And every night, bedtime went away, and I sat and I watched this, and I thought, okay, wow. But I got into it, and I remember Kunta Kinte very well. But my first question to him, why remake it? It was done so well and so well received. And he said that he had a conversation with the person who co-executive it, produced it with him. He was hesitant as well. But in showing it to children and younger people, they were like, okay, I get why this is important, but it's kind of slow, it's kind of stale. And storytelling can be done better today than it could be done in 1970s.
Well, it was done as a series.
Right.
And within that format, you have to extend to certain time things and have sort of a retelling to catch your audience up and all that kind of thing.
Right. And today people do binge watching more than anything. So they've sped it up.
Episodes?
I don't recall how many. It's not the 7 that we saw originally. No, I forgot how, but it's a lot shorter. It is sped up with actors you can recognize, with music you can recognize. And I have not watched it. I'm one of those when I get attached to something old, I kind of don't want you to disturb it.
I'm the same way. It's like,
I have not watched the new.
Once the recipe works, don't change it.
I'm done. Good, I can go back and watch the old again, but it's been well received thus far. It's not something I would binge watch, but I bet you I could get my son to binge watch this before I can get him to watch the original. I'm pretty sure I could.
Well, if for no other reason, to have it come to a new generation that short attention span theater.
You got it. We're giving it to you.
All right, well, talking in theater, we've got a lot of movies coming out that are Christian themed.
Absolutely.
You've seen a lot of them. Which one's your favorite so far?
The Resurrection of Gavin Stone, only because it's really funny. And I love to see Christians dive into comedy. I can say this, Regent University did Unlawfully Yours earlier this year. And what I loved about it was funny.
It was hilarious.
Yes, it was funny. I think we're going to get the same from The Resurrection of Gavin Stone. It's brought together a unique grouping here because we have the World Wrestling Federation, a church, and a horror film company. These are the 3 who are behind this film.
That's an unusual group.
It's an unusual group. We got a former wrestler in the film. So I think people are going to laugh and enjoy that one. Now, the other 2 I have not seen yet, so I'm cautiously optimistic about what they're going to deliver. Cautiously optimistic.
Always hoping for the best.
Yes, like the biopic of Mary Magdalene, the way that critics have thus described the character being enigmatic and interesting, I'm a little cautious about that.
Well, you can get into a theological dispute as to who she was.
Right.
How big of a sinner was she or not?
Right.
Was she the woman that 7 spirits were cast out of? All of these things.
Yes.
And it would. I'm a little hesitant to. I for one wouldn't want to produce that movie.
No, because I don't think.
Where do you go with the storyline?
Absolutely.
And you're going to be taking positions, and some positions you're going to find a whole lot of opposition to.
Absolutely. I am very much looking forward to Martin Scorsese's Silence about two Jesuit priests. It's based on the 1966 novel out of Japan. These Jesuit priests, 17th century, go into Japan trying to rescue their mentor, their hero. He has actually, Tuesday and Wednesday of this week, is screening that film at the Vatican. And to take it there first when it's about Jesuit priests says to me, yeah.
I mean, the Jesuits ran afoul of the Vatican. I'll say I'm biased to really want to like this film.
I want to like it too.
Because the Jesuits are my heroes. What they did in Japan and China and Vietnam and India and Malaysia is unparalleled in mission history.
Absolutely.
And Francis Xavier, Matteo Ricci, all of these just towering figures of faith. And you want it to be good.
I want it to be good, and I'm glad that they are screening it at the Vatican first. Pope Francis seems to be receptive to it. He and Martin Scorsese had a meeting yesterday that lasted about 15 minutes with his family. So I'm very, very hopeful. The book itself is powerful, so I know it cost nearly $50 million to make this film. And Scorsese has said it is a film 24 years in the making. And they're releasing it December 23rd in New York and LA so that it can contend for awards, and then will be released nationally in January. So I'm looking forward to that. I think it's going to be good.
Okay. Cautiously
optimistic.
With fingers crossed and everything.
Lord, let this be good.
Please let it be good. Well, thanks for being here. If you enjoyed our conversation today, you'll want to watch episodes of Ephraim's weekly show, Studio 5. You can check it out on Roku, Apple TV, or just go to cbn.com/Studio5. Up next, an electrical company that's changing lives.
We want to build a place where people care about each other and it's a community, and no matter what's happened in the past, we can move through that and get to a better place.
See how the bottom line for this business is giving ex-cons a second chance. Right after this. Finding a job can be next to impossible for people with a criminal record. So one Colorado business is trying to help out by giving ex-convicts a second chance. CBN's Stephanie Riggs brings us the story.
The obvious sights and sounds here. Electricians wiring a new building. The not so obvious thing going on here is the wiring of new lives.
The Wayfield Electrical Group is known for its top-notch, state-of-the-art projects, but its greatest claim to fame is what it's building in heaven, not only giving people second chances, but giving back to the community in general.
I think it's part of how I'm wired. It's part of my faith, you know. None of us are perfect. All of us have made choices in the past that we'd look back and say, I would do that differently. So I think we're always looking forward and looking at the best in people and believing in them. And we want to build a place where people care about each other and it's a community, and no matter what's happened in the past, we can move through that and get to a better place.
Carla Nugent is one of the co-founders of Wayfield Electrical Group, a business of light.
I was doing cocaine, you know, pretty much anything I could get my hands on, which eventually, along down the lines, many years later, about 10 years later, when I found meth, and then completely habitual at that, stopped doing everything. That's all I did for like 3 years.
Scott Ammon credits her with saving his life.
I remember when I was in jail and you were getting some sheets on saying, hey, these are the felon-friendly businesses in Denver. And, you know, wasn't really a big list, and it wasn't like professionally done. It was just, you know, it was handwritten, and it was kind of scary.
Scott is now a journeyman electrician at Wayfield Group. He comes here as a veteran of Desert Storm and a graduate of a drug and alcohol rehab program.
Yeah, the money's very good, but you also get an opportunity to help build the infrastructure of, you know, the community you live in. You know, I've worked on lots of schools, hospitals.
I was addicted to alcohol, and I was at the point where I could go look for a job, and Wayfield took a chance on me.
I was a meth addict for about 20 years.
Kurt, where would you be without Jesus Christ and this company?
I'd probably be in a prison cell, honestly. somewhere. And without Pier 1, I'd definitely be in prison.
And why is that?
Well, they took a chance on me and let me into their program and pretty much reprogrammed me to be functional in society and to trust the Lord and to trust myself and fight the addiction every day. Just believe in myself that I can do it.
2 years ago, the Denver Business Journal named Nugent Corporate Citizen of the Year, as well as Outstanding Woman in Business.
It's what I work here for. It's what gets me excited. It's what makes me connect to people. It's the bigger picture. I want to be known as a woman of faith and living that in the workplace.
We wouldn't be in the position we are if it wasn't for Jesus in our lives and how that helps us push through things, and just knowing I've got my Bible promise book in my drawer. So every time I have to quote a verse or something like that, whether it's anger, sad, frustration, I got all the little points that I can point. I mean, that all helps get through to the next level.
When most of us flip on a light switch, we don't give it a second thought. But to Scott and dozens of others, it's relevance, pride, and a light at the end of a very dark tunnel. In Denver, Stephanie Riggs, CBN News.
That's a story of Give Back Tuesday every single day. What a wonderful thing to do. A wonderful thing to give people a hope and a future, to let them know God still loves them. Well, still to come, a tough guy on the fast track to prison, but there was just one problem.
I wanted to be that guy that, hey, you don't mess with Abraham or he's going to get you, when in reality I was scared.
Well, he's not scared anymore, but he's also not trying to be tough either. See what's changed him when we come back. Abraham Bellinger learned at a young age how to fight, how to steal, how to deal. He was on a path heading straight to jail until a stranger invited him somewhere else.
I was at the top of our wooden steps, and I remember looking down those steps and seeing my dad with his hands around my mom's neck. My mom basically fighting for her life.
Growing up, Abraham Bellinger lived in constant fear and chaos. His father was an abusive addict, and his mother suffered the consequences. They divorced when Abraham was 6, forcing his mom to take on 3 jobs to provide for him and his sister.
My mom was working all the time. My dad's not present. I was just so afraid. I was alone. Didn't feel like I had anybody I could turn to.
At school, Abraham was bullied for being poor, which made him feel even more isolated and alone.
I started developing anger issues. Felt like it was me against the world. I started stealing, starting fights, trying to be this big, mean, strong man. Really inside, I was struggling. I was just this little boy that was fearful of not belonging, feeling temporary, and like I had no lasting purpose.
He was in middle school when his mother remarried, but his stepfather was cold and verbally abusive. Under his roof, Abraham grew more desperate to find a place to fit in and to protect himself from anyone who tried to hurt him. It was then he found a gang.
I started finding crowds that I could hang around where I felt protected. They had this big reputation of, don't mess with this guy or he's gonna get you. So I started trying to fit in with that crowd. I wanted to be that guy that, hey, you don't mess with Abraham or he's gonna get you, when in reality I was scared.
By 15, he had dropped out of school, was running with a gang, and dealing drugs. While it gave him a sense of security and belonging, another fear emerged.
I had a great fear that I just would kind of float through and live and die, and that's it. I felt like I was just there, but I wasn't. There was really no meaning in my life.
When he was 18, Abraham was arrested on possession charges. Someone else took the rap, and he got off with just 1 year of probation. Afterwards, he attempted to get his life straight.
As much as I wanted to change, I couldn't change myself. I had all of this fear, all this hurt, all this anger, all of this sense of wanting to belong and fit in. But everything I tried, nothing worked. Nothing worked. So I figured, well, I'll try selling a little bit more drugs.
One Saturday, Abraham was walking the streets looking to make a score. He had just passed by a church when an older woman approached him and invited him to the Sunday church service. Abraham was taken by her kindness and said yes, hoping he might make a new friend. The next day, when he went into the church, he experienced something he never had before.
I'm walking in right at time of prayer. As many people as were in there, I felt alone, but I'm feeling a sense of lightness, like, oh, this is pretty nice. And I'm hearing this message, there is purpose, there is hope. And I'm like, he's speaking to me. It was the thing that I was hungering for and thirsting for all these years. I was like, oh my goodness, this is it. Like, I have to come back.
That night, he returned for the evening service.
God himself came to me right there and let me know I'm who you've been searching for. I'm the belonging you need. He showed me that he was there with me the whole time. He took my loneliness and he filled it with his love. He filled it with his grace. And I was like, all right, Lord, this is it. Like, I want you. I don't want anything else.
At that moment, Abraham found where he belonged, in the arms of his heavenly Father. In the following years, he realized his purpose and became a preacher. He even founded a church which continues to grow. These days, he keeps pretty busy as a husband and father of 5, and he credits God for all of it.
Jesus Christ literally came into my life and spoke life into me. He stepped in and showed me, like, I was here the whole time. I have a purpose for you. I have a destiny for you. There was nothing anyone else could have done. Only God can do it.
Only God can do it. When you get to that realization that you can't do it on your own, there's not enough willpower, there's not enough good intention, there's not enough of any of that to change you and to change you from your innermost being. Only God can do that work. What does it take to get him to do it? Well, you have to come to him, and you have to humble yourself, and you have to say, God, I can't do this, but I know you can. Will you help me? If you need help with this, if you need help with prayer, if you just say, I just want to turn my life around, I want to have a fresh start, I want to have a new beginning. Well, we're here for you. All you have to do is pick up the phone and call us. Number's on the screen, 1-800-700-7000. Well, every day, Hajara had to face her greatest fear, a dirty pond on the edge of her village. She had good reason to be scared because the toxic water killed her brother.
Hajara doesn't mind helping out. In fact, she likes feeding the goats and working with her dad on the farm. But getting water from the village pond is one chore she dreads.
I get scared every time I go there to get water. The water is so dirty. It smells. I'm scared to even touch it because that water killed my brother.
2 years ago, Hajara's older brother died of cholera after drinking the contaminated water. His death made Hajara worry that the rest of her family would die too.
Sometimes she would not drink water for days for fear she might die. I was afraid I would lose her to dehydration.
When CBN dug a well in their village, Hajara's father watched her drink clean water for the very first time in her life.
The water did not just quench her thirst. It took away her fear of death. I can't tell you how much of a blessing this well is to us.
Thank you, CBN, for this wonderful gift. I feel like you've given me my life back. Thank you so much.
And thank you. If you're a member of the 700 Club, you're part of that blessing because a portion of every gift goes into the work of Operation Blessing to help people. Another portion goes into the work of CBN International to preach the gospel around the world. You're a part of everything we do when you join the 700 Club, and you get to be a part of it too. How much is it? It's just $20 a month. That breaks out to 65 cents a day. So if that's you, give us a call, 1-800-700-7000. Just say, I want to join the 700 Club. Now, if you want to give a special gift just so that people can have clean water, we have something on the giving page of cbn.com, and you can get to it from 700clubinteractive.com, either way, where you can designate your gift to water wells. How much does one of those mechanical wells cost? It's roughly $1,800. We have some that are solar powered that provide water for an entire village, provide livelihood programs. Those are more expensive. Those average in the $35,000 range. But realize that your gift, no matter how small, can go into that and provide so that others can have clean drinking water. And the great news is it's a designated fund. And so 100% of your gift will go into water wells for people in need. So if you want to do that, you can call us and say, I want to give to water wells, 1-800-700-7000, or you can go to cbn.com, and there on the giving page, there's a place where you can designate your gift for fresh water. We leave you with this word from Romans 15. Now may the God of hope fill you with all joy and peace in believing, that you may abound in hope by the power of the Holy Spirit. God bless you. We'll see you again tomorrow.